There we go. Recording is on. So evening, tonight I'm following the theme, sort of working on our abdominals a bit still, but we'll mix it up a bit tonight, see how it goes. So I think props wise, I'm thinking weights potentially for a little bit in the warm up. So I'm just going to bring various up. Ready? Okay. So how are we all doing? Are you ready? Ready as you'll ever be. Right, okay, so we will start with some arm circles. So just taking the arm forwards and then coming behind. And then bring that arm forwards. And then changing over to the other side. And take it back. And bring the arms down. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're just going to take the leg across. So we're already working on our balance and working on the glutes, pelvis, hips. Concentrate on one spot. Then bring that leg down. Bring it over to the other side, just walk it out for a second. Let's change it to the other side. Bring that leg down. Then we're going to take the feet out a little bit wider and we're just going to come across and tap the heel behind. So that starts to stretch the fronts of your thighs, your quads. Then after this one, bring it to the front. So just bring it across. You're going to feel that here. Plus you can feel it a little bit in your abs as well because you're squeezing up. Yeah. So try not to lean over. You're going to feel it very different if you stay elongated in the torso. Good. Okay, last one on each side. And then we're just going to take it from side to side. And then bring it into the middle. So we just tap down. So while we're doing that, let's see if we can bring the arms forwards. Squeezing the shoulder. That's quite hard actually, isn't it? Squeeze the shoulders forwards and back. You're going to get into a rhythm. Bit of coordination there. Now bring the arms down and you can let the legs just go calm and stand there. Then we're going to take the hands together, stretch the fingers, slowly up and around. Squeeze the shoulders up, stretch them down. Take it forwards again. Link the fingers and stretch them. Taking it up, hold Pulling in through the abdominals, slight waist stretch, pulling in. Try not to come forwards, pulling back up, and then over to the other side. Feel that stretch, coming back, coming round. Squeeze the shoulders back up again, and then squeeze them back down. This time, taking the arms out in front, we're going into our waist twist. So this is all work that's working into your waist. Last one. Bring those arms down. Just roll the shoulder. Then we're going to lift the knee, take it across and back out to the side. So staying on that same side. Rest of the body staying quite still. A little bit of a click going on there. Have you got that? Okay, bringing it back in, changing to the other side. Bring that leg out, back into the middle, and then straight into the other leg, bringing it out to the side, up and out. Just one more on each side. Shake those legs. And then take the weights now, actually. And if you've got slightly heavier ones, you can start with those. So first of all, we're going to do, I always like to think of things off the top of my head. I'd like you to come down into a little bit of a, what I'd call almost like going into your squat position, but you're not quite there. And you're just going to take the elbows back, like this. So you're going to feel that in the shoulders. A little bit into the waist as well. And then coming up to standing position. And this time, just changing it so it's what's called a camel curl. So you're going from side to side, squeezing up, hand or the weight up towards your shoulder. And then bringing them back up, coming back, pulling in through the abdominals, and we're going to do that one, first one again. Bring that elbow back a little bit as well. So that means that you're targeting your triceps as well. And then slowly bring it up and slow it down. And just bring each arm. And then just bring both arms down. Then what we're going to do is we're going to work triceps. So we're leaning forwards, pushing the knee forwards, other leg back, elbow behind, and with the weight, if you have one, squeezing back and coming forwards. You don't have to come all the way up though. You can actually push back and then just come halfway, because that's the movement. So that's going to be working our bingo wings, and that is a little joke for Amanda there. An in joke. Because we're going We're going to play bingo tonight at the Owl Hub. Squeezing back, that's it. Okay, last one. Coming back up, change over to the other side. Squeeze and, oh, stretch. Oh, that went all clicky then in my elbow. Someone's just come off. Who was that? Oh, Pam, I think. Yeah, just coming back in again. Maybe she's having problems. You having problems, Pam? So yeah, just targeting the triceps again. Good. Okay, we'll do 2 more. Bring that forwards and just roll each shoulder. Then we'll just we'll bring the arms, the elbows together. So first of all, we're just going to take them out slowly to the side, bring them in. So just think about as you go out, squeeze into the shoulder. Just be careful you don't overdo it. And then this time, bring the elbows in. Now we're going to go into a shoulder press. So you're pushing up and then bringing the elbows together as you come down. And then bringing the arms around and down. This will be our last one now. Bring the arms down. So now we're going to do dumbwaiter. I prefer to do it without weights. It's entirely up to you. So we're bringing those elbows in, pulling in through the abdominals, and squeeze into those shoulder blades. This is mobilising. This is all about mobilisation, really, of the shoulder blades, of the shoulders. It's easy for them to seize up. Now let's take it into a 1, 2. So into a little bit of a pulse. 1, 2. Last one. And then just shake these arms. Okay, then we will just take the feet about hip width apart, maybe a bit more. Let's just drop slightly into our squat, see how the knees feel, and come back. So we'll just do that a bit slower just to get the feel for it. Because with our knees, some of us, including myself, sometimes the knees don't feel so good. So let's just get into that position and see how that feels. And if you can go a little bit deeper. That feels quite hard. We do one more. I always feel like it does work the abs a bit as well, which is good. And talking about the abs, the waist, we're going to try this waist exercise we did last week. We did it Thursday. Don't think we did it. No, we didn't do it Tuesday. So we're going to do it standing, and then we might have a go of it on the floor as well, which we didn't do last week. So what we're going to do is take the hands behind your head. So first of all, before you do anything, rather than standing like this, pulling through the abdominals. So it's like this, hands behind the head, very lightly. So what you can do like, you're going to stretch over and then do a slight twist, depending on how the back feels. Bring it back to the twist and up. So over, slight twist, back and up. Let's try it on, let's go back to the other side. And we'll stay on that side. Just experiment with it, see how that feels. Just don't overextend. Last one on this side. And then when you're ready, we'll go over to the other side. So all the time, you're really thinking about those abs, pulling in through from the navel. Last one. And then just bring the arms down, so you should be feeling it here. Yeah? Okay. Right, next thing we're going to do, we're just going to lift the heel and sort of push slightly down into the soles. So I can feel a little bit of, I might call it pain, but into the toes, just sort of working. And then you can, once you've done that one way, you can just take the foot behind and just do a little stretch into the toes that way. Well, it's not just the toes, it's the forefoot. And then come back and just lift. That felt quite tight actually, and it feels a little bit looser. And then we'll just take that back behind again, very lightly. You can't do too heavy. Quite good for the other side actually. Then just take the foot back, the heel back, and then we've got a nice stretch going on in the calf muscles. Then just lift. I like that. So for the other side, first of all, just lifting the heel. It feels quite, I don't know about you, but it feels quite slightly painful at first. Then it eases, which is good. Then we'll take that behind. So you just the balance is a ooh, nearly got cramp then. Is anybody else getting that? I'm making it lighter. No, that's not going. Okay, bring it back. And again, just lift the heel into the toes. And take it behind. I'm going to take that lighter. Good for balance. Okay. Then we're going to lift all the toes and spread them. And then just release. Lift the heels off, then we're coming up and down. Lifting the toes and just giving them a little waggle. Wiggle waggle. And then just relax the feet. Good. Okay. Just going from side to side. Right, anything else? Oh, we could do, let's just take the neck and the head over to one side and add that extra bit of stretch. Now release it and take it over to the other side. And then release it. does that feel? Okay. Let's come down onto the floor. Have a drink of water if you want. Strange weather. Pouring down just now for a little while. Now it's sunny. I'm not planning on using any other props. You can, obviously as normal, you can use your dumbbells if you want to for some of these exercises on the mat. So first of all, we'll come into all fours position. So we're just going to do our stretches first, pushing the bottom behind, and then putting up through the abdominals and rounding the back up towards the ceiling. Then coming back to previous position. Nice little stretch, pushing that, just really push the bottom behind. Again, rounding back up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Then coming back into now your neutral position. So we've got a little bit of a lift under here, and this is where we do our shoulder blade dip. So a bit more shoulder mobilization. And you can really get the feel of it in this exercise. You might even hear or feel a bit of cracking. Okay, then just coming back, stretch down. Then you're going to come back into all fours position. We're going to take the arm up and then bring it through. We're just doing 2 of those, but when you bring the arm up, hold that stretch. And then you can change over to the other side. And once you've done those, just either go into your shell stretch or stay seated. What we do now, we're going to come onto our knees. So when I first saw that twist exercise for the waist, it's shown like this. So your knee, you've got your knee down, and you've got one leg out to the side. But if you don't feel comfortable with doing that, you can just have your knees, both your knees down. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with that either, you can just come into a seated position. So whatever works for you, or standing obviously. So let's have a little go. So the arm comes behind the head, and we're going to come across, so pulling in through the abdominals, forgot to say that, then a little twist, coming back and coming up. And if you come over a little bit, you can put a stretch the other side. Now back up so you're nicely elongated. Keep pulling in through the abdominals, twist, then coming back and coming up. That's what we're going to do, just 2 on that side. So feel free just to come down for a second and then put yourself into position however you want to be for this side. So arms behind, pulling in through the abdominals, over, twist, back and up. Just the one more. And up. That's quite hard in that position to stay in balanced, actually. Okay, so next thing, let's stay, yeah, we'll stay in all fours position. So we're going to bring those legs up, and this time we're just going to stretch. It's hard on these mats, but just stretch down, so for the calf, so down into the heels. It's not quite the same as doing upward and downward dogs because you can't get the grip, but you get a good stretch, and then bring the knees down. Just stretch back for a second. And then we're just going to do the one where we go from all fours into plank. And this is looking really good on a Thursday night. What we're doing is really thinking about where your bottom is, keeping the bottom where it is, just stretching those legs away and pulling up through the abdominals. So you should really feel leaving the bottom where it is, because if you move the bottom, it's either going to go too low or too high, and that's when trouble occurs. So your abdominals are working really hard, and I know on a Thursday night now, that's brilliant. I'm keeping a check, and I'm seeing some really good positions, and it's hard, yeah. So last one, and then feel free to come back into your shell stretch. Love it, that's really good. And then coming up. Excellent, okay. Let's come down onto our backs. So the first thing is we can use weights if you want to. We're going to do 2 exercises in one. This will be the one where the arms come up and you stretch. So you lift the shoulder blades off, then you let them relax into the mat. Then we take the arms back and then bring them up. So stretch, lift, lower, arms back. 4 moves. Last one. And then bring the elbows down, bring the arms down. Now we're going to bring the legs up into tabletop. Back is imprinted, slowly tapping down. Now bring the knees into your chest. So go back into tabletop. This time we're just going to go across slightly and bring it up, and if you want you can come into a slightly lifted head position. You're just going to engage the abs a little bit more. You can feel that in the side, can't you, in the oblique area. Let's go for 2 more. Bring the head down, bring the knees into your chest. The rests are nice. Then we're going to bring one knee in and go into our single leg stretch. So we're changing over. Let's do 2 squeezes and then change. Bringing the knees in, see if you can stay up and go straight into double leg stretch. Last one. Coming back down, bring the knees in. So we're going to do either, you know, the normal reverse curl, like this, or you can have a go at trying it. So you can do that with both, with legs crossed or not. So we're coming off, keeping the knees bent and coming up a little bit higher. Depends on how your back feels. So if your lower back's not too good, I wouldn't go too mad on that. I would stick with just that little pulse upwards. Last one. And bring the legs down and just stretch. I can feel that in my back, but I get a really good workout in the abs. So there's a fine line, isn't there, with everything. And just felt that in my back. If you bring the feet back up so you're in your crook position, let's just squeeze the glutes and just articulate the spine up so we're in our bridge position. Then we're just going to bring it back down through each vertebrae and then just relax your bottom, your glutes. And then when you're ready to go, coming all the way back up again. Lift the heels, bringing them back down, and then lift them again. Keep those hips lifted. One more time. And now roll back down through the vertebrae. Good, okay. Then we're going to come up. Let's do some full roll-ups. Full roll-ups and roll-downs, but stay seated. And then we'll do some half. Nice stretch up as you come up, rather than sort of rounding the back off. I'd rather you stretch up. Did I say 4? But yeah, so whenever you finish the 4, just stay seated. Brilliant, okay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do a little bit of half roll down. So we're starting with an elongated back, and then we're pulling in through the abdominals. And we're just going to come back to the sort of the coccyx area, pulling in, and just that little pulse if you can. Breathing out, and then you're pulling in through the belly button. And then after you've done about 3 or 4, then feel free to come back up. Or you can just do 1 to see how that feels, and then stretch up. Make sure you've got a nice rounded C curve, and then stretch up and slightly forwards. And then just stay seated. Then what we'll do is we'll just come onto our elbows. It's just I say it's an experiment. We're going to do some toe taps, but in this position. So see how that feels. If you don't like the feel of it, then just come down onto your back as we did earlier. So just having a go at just toe tap. I'm not going to do this for very long, I'm just going to try it out. So my back's quite close to the mat. I mean, you could be slightly higher up. Last one on each side. Then just come up to seated, and I like to just do a bit of a stretch. And then what we'll do, we haven't done any side work yet, have we? So let's come down and do some side work. So what we're going to do first is let's try. Tell you what we'll do. Let's straighten both legs, and this again, of course, you can change this and go back to the normal position if you're more comfortable with that. Let's just try it though, because this is so different. Both legs are straight. Little lift under the waist, pulling in through the abdominals. You're now going to just have a little set. Now don't go too big, because if you do, you might fall over. And have a go. But can you feel the difference in trying to stay balanced? Everything done by Joseph Pilates, and when he taught, they all did it like, you know, everything was the extreme. It was like straight legs, so well balanced. Let's change direction. So that's just engaging your abs more so. After this one, just bring the legs down. Feel free if you want to, just bend your knees a second if you want to do a little bit of a pat. That feels nice. Then we go back to straight legs if you want, if that feels okay for you. And then let's just do a straight leg lift. So again, lift under that waist. So lift the rib cage off a second and place it back. But keep that nice position. Let's go up and flex down, point, up, flex, down. Last one, you've done enough. Now just bring that leg forward, bend the knees. That's all you need to do. I think that's quite nice. Something different, isn't it? Something different to do. Different sort of challenge. Okay, flick yourself onto the side. Whenever you're ready, you probably got there before I have. You can start your circles, but just make sure you've done that little lift with the ribs and then brought it back slightly. I have to watch this after and check what my positioning looks like. You can feel it in your hand that's keeping you steady and stable when it comes round. Let's change direction. Bring that leg down. And then when you're ready, we're going to point and flex down. Is that right? It doesn't matter. Point up and then flex down. Try that without your hand steadying you. Last one. Bend the knees. Bring that leg forward. Feels like you've done something, doesn't it? Don't you think? Let's go on to our fronts as we're in position. And we'll do our dart. This is the one which I quite like you just to do your own thing. And it can become quite basic, can't it? Or you can bring the arms round or out in front. Putting in through abdominals, so lifting them off the mat before you even decide to lift. Okay, last one. And then coming up, actually you can just bring the arms out to the side, the hands out to the side, lift the body, take the knees out wide and come down into your shell stretch. Take it over to the right side. And stretch that left. You're stretching that left arm. You're stretching into the QL muscle. Up towards the, even up to the shoulder. Then come into the middle. Over to the other side. And then back into the middle. Excellent. Just come into seated, however you want to. Ooh. Okay, and then we're going to stretch the arms out. Take a breath in and out. And in again. And out. Wonderful. Well done. Thank you, and see you soon. See you on Thursday.